Hello there, everyone. Welcome on into the stream. I missed the click. I hit general gameplay. It's not what I want. I just wanted the full cam. Welcome on in to baseball here on youtube.com/ShondasaurusRex. Remember the 5th of May, 2011. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to baseball here on the channel. We have 4 games for you. We have a couple of games that we just didn't get to the series for. And we have one repeat game. We're going to probably see a bunch of the Reds over the next couple of days because they are playing some interesting series against the Cubs, a series that they wrap up. And then they start a 4-game set against the Pirates tomorrow. So we might double dip on that series as well. So hopefully you like Cincinnati. And if not, too bad. We have the Nationals taking on the Marlins, the Cubs taking on the Reds, the Brewers taking on the Astros, and the Athletics taking on the Mariners. The games with the Marlins, Astros, and Mariners as home teams are the series that we have not hit just yet. And then that Cubs-Reds is a double dip from the other day, May 3rd, which would have been Sunday evening. Let's flip this real quick, and then we will jump on in to... There's my thing. Jump on into game number 1 as we approach the All-Star break. I got a headache looking at some of these matchups, trying to find the good ones. And I did have my notepad up today, so that is good news. We want Nationals Marlins. The problem is some of the teams that are in contention, that are, fighting for position in the wild card or in the division, are playing bad teams, and that is unfortunate for us. But we'll see what happens. Do I need to turn my heater up a little bit? I don't know. It's so windy yesterday. We'll crank it. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And then be sure to keep track in about an hour when I'm like, oh, I turned the heater up too much. Welcome to Florida, Miami specifically, as the Florida Marlins will be taking on the Washington Nationals. That NL East, I keep talking about it, it's getting a little bit tighter because the Philadelphia Phillies are on a bit of a skid. So it's made things a little more interesting, whereas a division like the AL East is kind of widened out because the Yankees have been playing very well. Here's your starting lineup for the Washington Nationals. It's Jose Reyes, the shortstop, followed by Chris Coughlin out in center field. Ryan Howard at first base, Russell Branyan, designated hitter. That's a bit of a... No, it's the Nationals. Never mind. I got confused with the Florida in the background. Angel Pagan in right. Delman Young in left. Chase Headley at third. Carlos Guillen at second. And Ramon Hernandez in right. I don't remember the last time we actually had the Nationals on a game or on a stream. But they're here now. Zach Greinke is your pitcher today. 1-4 with a 3.93 ERA. 6 games, 18.1 innings pitched, 16, 4, and 16. Nice little sandwich there. As he is not pitching particularly well, but it might be more that the Marlins aren't... Well, no, because he'd be... The Marlins are still okay. They're just struggling when he starts. That's very weird. But Jose Reyes will get things started for us here as we get underway here. Game 1 of 4. And that is a 1-pitch, 1 swing, 1 out to get things started. That leadoff hitter loves swinging. Just loves it. Rolled right over it to the... rolled right over it for the ground out. Chris Coughlin plays for Florida, but now he plays for the Nationals. Interdivision change for him. He will be the second batter to face Zach Greinke today. Some fun games yesterday. We saw kind of a wild comeback for the White Sox over the... What's it called? The Royals. And then we saw kind of a weird one between the Rockies and the Giants. Hopefully we have some fun games for us today. My pitch was outside for a ball, so here comes the 1-0 pitch. That one stays just upstairs. Looked like it maybe got the letters, but the umpire doesn't give him the call. And it's 2-0. Hope everyone had a good Tuesday. I did not sleep super well last night, so we're going to try and keep the energy throughout today. Just don't be surprised if, I fall off a cliff. We have some caffeine, but is it enough? That is rolled at the first base line, foul. Ouch, on my knee. 2-2. I'm all thrown off because I did not go to work yesterday, so I keep thinking it's Monday, but it is Tuesday, as that's rolled over, foul as well. Greinke ready. Fires the 2-2 pitch. That is hit foul. That's bad. That's bad. This is popped out toward right field. It will stay in fair territory, and the catch is made. So 2 away for Washington for Ryan Howard. So kind of a tricky top of the lineup here. I did not catch the righty-lefty. I think it was a switch hitter to start, and then it's been lefties for the next couple of batters. As Howard fouls that one up the first base line. Thought about swinging, held back. That'll make it 1-1. That's inside. Moves his feet, but doesn't get hit. 2-1. So the one swing that went foul, and then a couple of wily pitches there from Greinke. As the 2-1 is hit to the first baseman. It's a well-hit ball, but right to him. It'll be out number 3. They'll be retired in order. And we'll get set for the bottom half of the first. Florida coming up in a 0-0 game. Mohamed Haney, that's a new name, in center field. The righty, followed by Paul Konerko at first. Alex Rodriguez at third. Pat Burrell in left. Todd Helton, the DH. I think that's going to tell us that it's a left-handed starting pitcher. Helton is usually the number 2 hole guy. Chris Iannetta is the catcher. Orlando Cabrera at shortstop. Garrett Jones in right, and Danny Espinosa is the second baseman. And it is in fact, Ted Lilly is a lefty. He's 3-3 with a 2.79 ERA. 6 games with 19.1 innings pitched. 13, 10, and 13. So both pitchers have the hits and the strikeouts are the same number, which is a little bit weird. There is your Washington Nationals defensive lineup. And Mohamed Haney. Oh, sorry, number 30. And he will get ready to face the left-handed pitcher. Big swing and a miss. That pitch is outside. That is lined into center field. That'll be down for a base hit. So this lineup is working. The Florida Marlins are the team where you kind of look at it and you go, okay, they do care about the matchups at least a little bit. Helton typically in the 2 spot against the righty. He's in the 5 spot against the lefty. But Haney gets off to a good start, and it's a leadoff single for the Marlins. For Paul Konerko, not a great batting average. Does have 3 home runs and 5 runs batted in. Here comes the pitch, and that is right to the shortstop. Underhands to second. The turn to first is in time. Plenty of time, and that is an immediate double play. So kind of a brutal turn of events there. Does a good job getting on, and then erased immediately. It's almost like I have the controller, but I don't. No controller in my hand. And this is where things have really been a bummer for Alex Rodriguez. He's had a consistently high batting average, but he hasn't always had opportunities, especially when we've seen Florida. He hasn't had opportunities to drive runs in. He has 4 home runs. He has 8 RBI. But too often it's been guys in front of him who have low batting averages or, in that case, hit into a double play. And it's like, well, I guess he's just going to put himself on base with 2 outs and hope that somebody else can drive him in. As the lefty winds and fires, that one's just outside of the zone for a ball. That pitch from the lefty misses for a ball. So 3-0 to Alex Rodriguez. I'd imagine he'd be careful, and that's exactly what he is. Good patient at bat, puts a runner on first with 2 gone. It'll bring up Pat Burrell. Burrell? Burrell, okay. We kind of had it there. So 1 on with 2 gone. As Burrell takes a ball inside. 1-0. Lefty sets, fires. That is hit up the third baseline past the diving third baseman. And because it's kind of a slow roller into left field, A-Rod has to just go station to station there. Does put a runner in scoring position, but not able to do a whole lot with it. I was just gonna say, how aggressive are the base runners with 2 outs here in the first? Todd Helton. Ooh, Helton. Helton is going to want that pitch back. It ended up looking a little bit better than I thought it was going to be, but I don't think that pitch dropped where he wanted it. Helton fouls that one away. It's 0-2. Thought about swinging, did not go, no appeal. We don't see a ton of appeals. And the lefty sets and fires. Going inside, Helton is able to fight it off, and he'll get a little bloop shot into center. Center fielder's going to throw it home, and the throw is late. Alex Rodriguez comes across to score, and that'll give the Florida Marlins a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first. 2-out damage. A 2-out walk, 2 2-out hits, and the lefty gets the better of the lefty. It's a really nice job to fight that pitch off. It was inside, but just enough power to just bap it out there. That was a hero swing, and it's 0-1. Lefty fires that one just outside, and it is a ball. Anything interesting happening sporting-wise today? Lefty fires that one. Popped foul. Off the screen. 2-2, 2 on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. It's rolled over. The third baseman's able to get it. He will fire over to first in time for out number 3. That'll retire the side, but a few 2-out hits score a run, and it'll be Branyan, Pagan, and Young stepping up for the Nationals here in the top of the second. I did see that there were some NBA Cup quarterfinal, semifinal games. Big swing and a miss from the lefty there, and it's 0-1. That pitch misses inside, 1-1. That misses low, 2-1. So Greinke at times having some trouble finding the zone. Washington has bailed him out with some quicker at-bats. That one misses again, 3-1. And he will work a walk. So, Branyan is on first. After the 5-pitch walk. Good eye on those last 4 pitches. He went down 0-1 and then just take, walk. Ooh. Greinke still can't find the zone. That misses low. That's 5 straight balls that he's thrown. Makes this a 1-0 count. That one's inside, 2-0. Here comes the 2-0. That is hit to first base. First baseman fires to second. The turn back is not in time. The pitcher covered that very, very poorly. Zach Greinke seems like he just got over super late. Maybe the speed of the runner to first was just extra good, and it kind of makes that play look worse. Because technically, Greinke caught it on time in rhythm, but it is a little surprising that that goes to the pitcher covering and not just to the first baseman who would throw it and then try to reestablish. Especially with that kind of speed up the baselines. But we also know that this game is maybe not the most logically sound. So. I gotta rotate these wheels because I can feel myself spinning to the left. That's hit foul. So another time where a team is able to put a runner on first. They don't hit into the double play because it was only 1 out, but does erase that runner. That lead runner. Here comes the 0-2, 1 gone, runner on first. That's well outside from Greinke. Hasn't looked great in this start so far. That one high, and the tag gets him. It is a strike him out, throw him out, it looks like, to end the inning. Oof, that pitch was way up in the zone. Don't know about that tag, but Washington loses all their base runners on the base paths. I guess the strikeout was there, never mind. Cabrera, Jones, and Espinosa, they'll step in here in the bottom of the second. Orlando Cabrera playing for the Florida Marlins feels good. Feels right. That just gets the inside part of the plate, and it is a strike. 0-1. That is outside for a ball. Try to get him with that big looping curve, but a good eye on the outside. 1-1. And he tried it again. Got maybe a little bit too cute. The swing isn't where it should be, and it's just a fly out to center field. Timing just a little bit off and a little under it. So that'll bring up batter from the left side. He will take a strike. That probably caught a lot more plate than that lefty pitcher wanted it to catch, but you know what? It's fine. Able to get the strike call, and it is 0-1. Not forces up, but gets a swing on the following pitch. That's foul. 0-2. That is lined into left field for a base hit, so Florida gets a runner on with one out. As the pitcher looks dejected that he would give up a single. How could he? It's a 1-0 game. Florida could use some insurance before heading to the top half of that third. That pitch stays outside 1-0. Here comes that 1-0, and it is hit well into left field. A solid swing advances the runner to second, and now it's 2 on with 1 gone. That was that off-speed movement pitch that just didn't have the breakdown off the table that you're looking for. That'll bring in Muhammad Haney, number 30. Here comes the pitch from the lefty. It is hit, but in foul territory, and they will advance the runners. They'll advance the runner from first to second in addition to second to third. He is safe at second, just a funky advance that I was not anticipating. I thought for sure they'd get a runner from second to third, but let's see what they want to do here. Paul Konerko. As the lefty sets, winds and fires. That one stays outside for a ball. 1-0. Oops, dismiss. Oh. Always good to just double check your bank account, you know? Just in case. You never know what's coming out of there. Some subscriptions to some sites that you don't mention, and you go, all of a sudden you're in the negatives, you know? That misses low. Here comes the 3-0. That's outside, so that will be a walk to load the bases. Still just 1 gone. Saw a run walked in yesterday, which was kind of wild. Alex Rodriguez, a great opportunity to add to that RBI total. He got walked. He did come around to score. The Marlins have done a really nice job with 2 outs. That one's well inside. If A-Rod's patient here, he can walk in an insurance run. Ooh, I think you'd want that pitch back. That is hit to the shortstop. He'll fire to first. A-Rod can't cash in on the bases loaded situation, but they do still have the 1-run lead. It's 1-0 heading to the top of the third. We got our favorite piece of it. Takes off the hat to reveal the hat. 5 hits for Florida, 0 for Washington. The only base runner, a walk that was removed from the base paths by what could have been a double play, but by the start of a double play. But they got to strike him out, throw him out. And this is hit well out to left center field. Off the Topps attack. Center fielder will throw it in, and it will hold to a double, stand-up double. And Carlos Guillen gets an opportunity. So that eliminates the double play. It's good news for Washington. They have nobody out, so they have a bunch of different ways to work this runner in. As that pitch is in for a strike. That one rolled over to the third base side. Fires across the diamond, and that is an out. Good break for Florida. The runner is not able to advance, and they record an out, so what happened? We can't even look at the replay. What on earth happened? The runner at second, who did not do anything, got injured. He broke back to first, or back to second base, and then they just showed him on the ground. He slid back in, but okay. What a bizarre injury that is. Not the first time we've seen that. That is hammered up the left field line, but foul. Oops. Nice job blocking by the catcher. I'm just trying to dial in some notes here for one of the odder injuries that we've seen. So 2-2 your count. That is rolled up the third baseline. That's going to be foul again. So he's getting contact, but it's not enough. That stays outside for a ball. All right, full count, 1 gone. Florida leads 1-0, top 3. We have a runner on second. It's a good charge into that one, but it's well foul. That'll keep the at-bat alive. Another payoff pitch incoming. Big swing and a miss, and that is out number 2. Now the Marlins just 1 out away from picking up a win here against a division rival. It will come down to Jose Reyes, though. He has 4 runs batted in. Not a great average. Righty fires that one outside. Greinke again still looking a little shaky. Has not been able to find the zone in a consistent manner, it feels. He does only have one win on the season. That is rolled over. Diving past the ball is the third baseman. They're going to round third. The left fielder with the throw in. It's at the plate and out. It's a game-ending play at the plate. It's a great throw from the left fielder. In time, on the money. And that will do it for the game. Wow. Marlins survived, but the Nationals put a scare into it. I like the aggressive base running. Force the throw, force the fielder to make the throw. That's one of the few times that the throw has actually been in and good. It usually gets thrown off by a middle, by the cutoff person not being able to throw within a good rhythm. Zach Greinke is your player of the game. He pitched 3 innings, he gave up 2 hits and struck out 2. He's given up 18 hits, but he also has 18 strikeouts, which is kind of funky. Zach Greinke is 2-4 following the win. Ted Lilly is 3-4 following the loss. And that... Okay, thought that game froze, but I did not hit the button correctly. Good job, me. That'll do it here. The Nationals suffer a series defeat, or I guess the Florida picks up the series win. Is it just 3 1-0 games? I mean, wow. Weird. Alright, let's view today's games. We can get you caught up on some scores. We have the Orioles over the Red Sox 1-0 in a battle of basement dwellers of the East. Also down there are the Rays, so it's kind of it's a Blue Jays-Yankees race for first. I did say that there would be a first team to 20 today. I said that yesterday. Turns out the Phillies won their 20th game yesterday afternoon, but the Blue Jays are right behind the Yankees at 18-12. 3-1 your final there over the Rays. Guardians 2-0 over the Tigers. Braves over the Mets 1-0. Mets fall below 500. We watched a 1-0 game, and we will move on to the Cubs taking on the Reds. Game 2 here. Welcome on in, everybody. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream. Having a good Tuesday. If you are, give it please hit the thumbs up button. Free and easy way to help the channel. Get that changed over. Florida with the #1 ERA in the league, so we will welcome you to Cincinnati, the Cubs and the Reds. If the Reds win this game, they would tie at 16-15. So if you're looking for chaos, that's kind of what you're looking for. I believe we're also going to be taking a look at the Brewers and the Astros today. So we will get a good chunk of the NL Central. The only teams we would not see would be the Cardinals and the Pirates. Michael Bourne, Jason Bourne's brother, in center field. Bartine Parado in left field. Troy Tulowitzki at shortstop. J.D. Drews in right field. Josh Tolle. Tolle? He is the catcher. Derek Barton at first. Arginus Diaz is the designated hitter. Bleh. Alberto Calespo is your third baseman, and Ricky Weeks is over at second. Justin Duscherzer. Oh man, I spent all that time trying to pronounce his name, but absolutely butchered it at every stance, and then missed every 4-2 with a 5.29 ERA, 6 games, 17 innings, 18 hits, 11 walks, 14 strikeouts on the mound for him. So there you go. I'm gonna actually hop up real quick. I'll BRB. BRB.
Yep, that's a ball.
Okay, we're back. We're back, everybody. Here we go. What did I miss? What did I miss? Didn't even miss an out. That's good for me. 2-2. 3-2 now. Excuse me. I looked at the wrong. Looking at the wrong screen. Here's the payoff pitch. Fouled away. We'll do it again. He winds and fires. That is hit well out to left field. It is going to... That's a fair ball in the corner. He's going to get to second, and he'll take the big turn. Left fielder throws in, but it's going to be late. It's a leadoff triple on a payoff pitch. I mean, that is a really funky little animation. Because of the dive from our angle, it's impossible to tell it. The game knew, but... Man. I'd have to go to replay in this day and age. Big old curveball right there. Doesn't get the zone, but I think that's okay. If you're going to miss with that pitch, miss it low. Don't leave it up and give up a 2-run home run immediately. I swear this game used to look better. Yeah, me too. I would have sworn that as well. The PS2 was like, wow, well, look at these groundbreaking graphics. We've never seen anything like this before. And then, whew. So a runner on third. That pitch is inside for a ball. Cubs looking to take an early lead on the Reds. And in an NL Central showdown. A lot of the same letter in there. That's foul. The first base side. Two and two. Ooh, you can't do that. You cannot leave that pitch in that location. My goodness. You can see it coming. He's thrown it a couple of times, and he's missed it out of the zone low. That's where you got to miss it, and he threw it, and it just stayed a little too middle. Lucky that it was just a run-scoring single rather than anything more damaging. It's 1-0 Cubs already with nobody out, and a runner on first. That's fouled away by Tulowitzki. Oh my goodness. He loves that pitch. He loves that looping curveball or changeup, whatever it is. And that is just a recipe for disaster, it feels. J.D. Drew, 442 average. Has 3 home runs and 13 RBI on the season. And that is foul into the corner. Welcome on into the stream, everybody. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. Watching some MLB 11 this show. Here is the pitch, and it stays high out of the zone that time. One and one, with 1 run in, one runner on, 1 out in the top of the first. That is rolled foul. Here's the pitch from the righty. That is, that's going to get away from the catcher. That'll advance the runner to second, so that erases the double play, which is not good news for the Reds here. 2-2. And now a runner in scoring position. Fouled away. And they are going to call that strike 3 on the outside corner. Batter does not agree, but he will be set down on strikes. Josh Tolley steps in. That is rolled foul. It's up the first base line and be 0-1. 2 gone here in the top of the first. Florida was able to score on the top of the first and hold on for a victory. We'll see if the same can be said for the Cubs. Righty is ready. He'll wind and fire. And that'll be rolled over to the second baseman. Scoops it cleanly and fires to first for out number 3. And the Cubs score 1 on 2 hits. And Cincinnati will come up for the home half of the first. Grady Sizemore is going to lead things off. He is in center field. Jeff Keppinger is the shortstop. Nelson Rad Cruz out in right field. Ty Wigginton's at first base. Michael Young in third, or at third. Logan Morrison patrolling left field. Christian Guzman at second. J.P. Arancibia is behind the dish. And Starlin Castro is your designated hitter for these Cincinnati Reds. Doug Davis is the left-handed pitcher. He's 1-5 with a 4.70 ERA. 6 games with 15.1 innings pitched. He had 17 hits. I missed his last 2 numbers. I was just a touch slow on the reading today. 3 walks, 10 strikeouts. So for every 2-1, I guess, isn't the worst ratio in the world. So Sizemore, the lefty, gets ready to face the lefty. His first pitch is in for a strike. That's on the outside edge there. Florida also was the home team, by the way. I think I said top of the first. They definitely scored 1 in the bottom of the first because they were at home. So the lefty with another nice pitch. Gets ahead 0-2 to the leadoff batter. That one stays high for a ball. Good eye by the Reds. Here comes the 1-2. Swung on and missed. So the Reds set down on strikes. And that will be how things are let off today. Jeff Keppinger steps in. Batting .280. Not great spots for the Zeros. Does have just the solo RBI. So he hasn't really been driving them in. Ooh, that's going to get over the reach of the third baseman. That'll get into left field all the way to the wall. And that'll be a stand-up double, a one-out double. For Nelson Rad Cruz, averaging .319, 13 RBI to go along with 3 home runs and a stolen base, which seems a little surprising. The lefty winds and fires. Oh, he went with that big looping curveball. We saw the Cincinnati Reds pitcher get bit with it a little bit. Interesting to see the Cubs, try that as well. 1-0 with 1 out. Here's the pitch. It's foul up the first base line. Nelson Cruz hits this one into right field. The catch is made, and that is out number 2. Throws it in to hold the runner at second. We don't see the finish, but it looked like it was in a pretty good spot there for the third baseman, Ty Wigington. Looking to drive that runner in from second. He's going to have to keep it going if he wants to try and do that. That pitch is in for a strike. Here comes the 0-1. That's well inside to make it 1-1. Lefty shakes his head, winds and fires. That is a called strike. Not 100% sure. We don't get that animation that's like on the swing. It's just a strike call. Count is 1-2. Lefty fires. That one misses low. 2-2. Ooh, he's going to get under that one. It'll go into right field. Not deep. Second baseman makes the play, and that will retire the side. The Reds put the tying run in scoring position, but can't do anything with it. It's 1-0 as we head to the top of the second. Barton, Diaz, and Cayespo coming up. Derek Barton stepping in. That is in for a strike. Ooh. He went with that looping curveball again. He really likes that pitch and just is not consistent enough with it to really feel like he should be throwing it. That got a little under it. So one gone here in the top of the second. Righty fires. That's flared foul. Whew, big swing and a miss there. Looking for a hero swing. Notre Dame did not get burned by a broken college football playoff season system. Win your games, Notre Dame. God, I don't need another reason to absolutely loathe the Fighting Irish, but they are giving me one. Farce, an absolute joke. Waste of time. False hope. Shut up. Could be an interesting topic to talk about. It's like, is there actually like Is there validity to Notre Dame feeling burnt? It's going to be difficult for me as a proud Notre Dame hater to not be thrilled to being so freaking whiny about it. We're not playing in a bowl game. Yeah, shut up. What was their... their record? That is going to be dumped into left field. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. It'll be a double for the Cubs here in the top half of the second inning. See, they lost in Miami and they lost to Texas by 4 points combined. I mean, they didn't really beat anybody. Maybe their most impressive win would be USC by 10, but it's at home. I don't know. It's not an impressive record. But whatever. Sure, people are going to be mad because like a James Madison made it in, and some other, what's the other team? Too Late, I think, is in as well. That is hit well, but foul. So a runner on second here. 0-2 with 2 gone. The righty sets, winds and fires. That one's inside for a ball. 1-2. I mean, where did they think that they belonged? Like, what position? That just misses on the outside. He goes back to that big curveball. That one's one of the few, or one of the better thrown pitches that he's had of that specific pitch. But 2-2 at the top of the second. 2 gone and a runner on second. He almost got burned again. He is leaving that way too up in the zone. That one's rolled over. Third baseman. He'll snag it and fire in time to first. That will retire the side. That play was tight up the first base line, but Chicago is held scoreless in the second. They still lead 1-0. Young, Morrison, and Guzman coming up for the Reds here in the home half. Michael Young, .239 average, couple RBI. Not a lot for him to write home about. That is absolutely crushed with foul. Crushed. That is off the end of the bat. Second baseman able to make a play on it. He fires over to first in time for the out. Real good sound to real bad sound, and the Reds have one away quickly here in the home half. Bring in Logan Morrison. He has a home run and a stolen base to go along with 6 RBI so far this season. That one's upstairs. That is foul up the first base line. And there is a strike called at the bottom of the zone. So it'll be 1 and 2. Lefty winds and fires at both these pitchers. They really like that curveball. They're not as good as they think they are with it, though. Here comes the pitch. It is hit and into center field for a single. So the Reds in a little bit of business here to bring in Christian Guzman. That is, and at the bottom of the zone, gets him at the knees, and it's a strike. A couple of times he's been able to locate that pretty well, and the umpire has given him the call. 0-1, 1 on, 1 out, 1-0 game here. That is in for a strike on the outside, so changing both the eye level and going east-west. He's going southeast to northwest. Lefty winds and fires. That is hit right to the second baseman. Nice leaping grab there. JP Arancibia. One of our best name pronunciation adjustments. Sorry, name pronouncification adjustments. He'll step in. That is out to right field. Right fielder makes very little adjustment. It was right to him. Cincinnati able to get a runner on, but can't get him around. Bourne, Prado, and Tulowitzki coming up as the Cubs look for a little insurance in the top of the third. Michael Bourne has a triple and a run. It was a great diving effort by the left fielder. I don't know that he really needed that, but he went for it. I guess maybe he thought it would go foul instead of be a triple. That is a strike right at the letters, so 0-1. You can't be leaving that pitch up there like that. It's so scary. Oh my goodness. It just feels like he is playing with fire. That one misses low. That one's in the dirt, gets away, but it doesn't matter because there's no one on. And a big swing and a miss. So, nice location on the pitch induces that swing and miss, and it is a strike. You can see there it's a curveball at 70 miles an hour, just late on the swing, but it didn't matter because the swing track or the pitch location shows well out of the zone. It's going to take a lot for him to just accidentally get a piece of it. That one is high and inside. One and 0 with 1 out. This pitcher has done a nice job. He's played with fire a little bit. On cue. Unbelievably on cue. The center fielder does make the grab as it doesn't have quite enough to get out. And you are going to have to provide quite a bit of power if that's that curveball that's 70 miles an hour. But he has done a good job, even though he's been playing with fire. He hasn't given up any sort of big hits. It was just the triple, and even then that hit was right on the line, so a couple of loud outs there to wrap up the top half of the third. It'll be Castro, Sizemore, and Keppinger as the lineup flips over for the Cincinnati Reds. Last chance here in the bottom of the third. Starlin, Castro. Weird. It's just like it just loses watch time for no reason. That is Why is my feed so far behind? Come on. Load. We good? Okay, we're good. We're good. Alright, it's a 2-0 count here from the lefty. That is going to be lined into center field for a single. I don't understand the angle of that at all. Look at all this dead space on the left. But the tying run now at first. The winning run steps in. It's Grady Sizemore. He has 4 home runs. He's batting nearly 400. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout, though. Sizemore takes a swing at that, pokes it foul. 0-1. That's a bit of a dangerous pitch, but hey, he gets the take, and that will be strike 2. Sizemore rolls that to the third baseman. He fires to second, around to first, and that is a double play. An absolutely crushing double play for the Cincinnati Reds, who are now down to their final out. Was he out? Was he out at first? Let's take a look at it. Yeah, he definitely was. Replay made it look a little closer than I thought it was. Yeah, there's the in the glove, out by a step. We're good. Everything's fine. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. So the Reds down to their final out here. That will be into right center. That is going to put a runner in scoring position as that gets all the way to the base of the wall. Center fielder comes up throwing, and the cutoff man runs it in. That's what you're looking for if you're going to try and make a comeback in this one. Nelson Rad Cruz. Does he have a heroic moment in him? Not a ton of home runs, but that's outside for a ball. We had a pretty incredible play at the plate to end the game in the last one. Oh, Cruz puts a charge into this one. He is looking. It is off the top of the wall. Nelson Cruz is going to go for the triple. He's going to put the game-winning run 90 feet away, but did not have the distance, as we might have been disconnected here. We're reconnected. Oh, there it goes. Kind of hitched a little bit. My bad. Should be all good. All right, what can they do with 2 gone here? Runner 90 feet away gets the strike call on the inside. The way it was a little into us. That angle, though, makes it a little funky. All he has to do is get it into the grass. Cruz, oh my goodness, they're going to walk it off on a wild pitch. Oh my goodness. We saw the pitchers on both sides throw those curveballs over and over and over again, and they finally got burned. But not in the way that you would think. You would think that it would have been crushed for a walk-off game-winning home run. No. Instead, the ball got away, and Nelson Cruz scored from third. 2-1, your final from Cincinnati. What a wild game. 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. Jeff Keppinger, your player of the game. Justin DeScherzer. He improves to 5-2. Doug Davis falls to 1-6. Cincinnati scores 2 in the bottom of the third to pick up the walk-off win. 2 very exciting games. The Cubs, they win the series. So Cincinnati, that's a big salvage for them. Not the biggest difference in games. I mean, the RBIs, the home run's a little different. Batting average not that far off neither of the at-bats or the hits. So, all right. Well, that'll do it. We've had 2 very fun finishes today. So view today's games. Let's get caught up on what we missed, and that was nothing because they were right next to each other. All right, let's go down to teams that are kind of on the opposite ends of their division. The Astros and the Brewers. The Astros are 17-13. The Brewers 11-18. See what we get out of this one. Stolen bases. Look, Seattle's tied for second in stolen bases. You'll never see that in our franchise. When I take over the Seattle Mariners, everyone, you're going to the base that you are designated to go to with your hit, and that is it. And we sprinkle a little. I think we had our most steals of all time last season. Granted, it was only about 4, so not a lot. All right, let's fix this thumbnail. And again, thank everybody for hanging out, joining in on the fun and the festivities. If you haven't already, please consider liking the video. Helps the channel out. The Brewers are 11-18. Like I mentioned, the Astros are 17-13. That National League Central, or this National League Central, it's been tight for a while. And we get 4 of the 6 teams in today's action. Brian Roberts is going to lead things off. He's the second baseman for the Milwaukee Brewers. He's a switch hitter. David Freese is at third. Jason Kubel is in right. Luke Scott at first. Ruben Tejada is the shortstop. Vernon Wells in left. Ryan Hannigan, there it is behind the dish. Angel Sanchez, the designated hitter, and Niger Morgan out in center. And he has a big center field to patrol today with the hill and the funky pole that they were like, yeah, just leave that out there. No problem. Andy Pettit's the lefty, 5-1 with a 2.45 ERA. 6 games, 18.1 innings pitched, 18, 8, and 20. Hits, walks, and strikeouts. I think you gotta want to see more strikeouts than hits. It's a pretty limited sample size, so he is giving up 3 hits a game. He's 5-1. That pitch sails inside. And that is how we get underway here in Houston with a ball. 1-0. That is a strike. Went back to that inside part of the plate. And again, we see another National League Central pitcher willing to use that big breaking ball. Fouled it away. Kind of putting him in the rocking chair a little bit here. 1-2. Big swing and a miss, and he went back to that off-speed pitch. David Freese, batting .333, home run and 7 RBI. Hopefully people are excited. Oh, you know what I meant to do is I actually meant to talk about the new MLB The Show stuff. I don't know if they announced all the teams for it. That's inside. I did mean to check that out. I was burning through my phone battery with nothing going on at work. Let's see. More on MLB The Show. They just gave me that. Newman 25. See the latest. More on MLB The Show 26. Back on my anniversary. Wow, what a gift to me. I didn't even realize that was on November 6th. Gameplay. That is out near the Crawford boxes. I absolutely despise playing in this stadium. And thank God I play as the Mariners, so I get to play their 4 series a year or whatever it is. We actually have some actual kind of interesting stuff here. Okay, so they only revealed 2 of the collegiate schools that they added. That was what I was curious about. There's some other stuff that we could read about. Read and talk about. I yapped about that back in November. That one's fouled away. Looks like they talked briefly about Road to the Show. They talked briefly about franchise mode and some of the gameplay improvements. And if I remember correctly, both of those had a little, so they left a little to be desired with how they talked about it in that initial dump. But maybe one of them was good. I can't remember. Can't remember exactly. It's 1 and 2 with 2 gone here. Lefty facing a lefty. Oops, that's not. I did not want that. Yeah. That is foul at the first base line. Skate Story got dinged for a copyright. MLB The Show 26. Let's talk about it. That went up 9. November 7th. I don't know why I said 9. November 7th, though. They did announce Ohio State, Oregon State, and North Carolina. Oregon State, kind of a college baseball power. And North Carolina is a team that exists. That's rolled foul. Touchdown. So, having some trouble getting the put-away pitch here. That's foul again. I mean, you could look at it from both angles. Having trouble getting the put-away pitch for the pitcher from the batter's perspective. Doing a good job just staying alive. That is swung on and missed. Raised his sights just a little bit, and the batter could not meet it. Nothing there. Nothing doing there for Milwaukee, who is at the bottom of a lot of the rankings team-wise. Sean Figgins leading off at third base. He is a switch hitter. Skip Shoemaker, is a designated hitter. Matt Watson, the left fielder. Carlos Quinton in right. John Hester is the catcher. Billy Butler at first. Colby Rasmus in center. Omar Infante at second. And Marco Scudero is the shortstop. So switch lefty-lefty. And then the next 5 of the 6 hitters are right-handed hitters. Jake Westbrook is a righty. He's 3-2 with a 5.27 ERA. 5 games, 13.2 innings pitched. 21-3 and 13 hits, walks, and strikeouts. And of course, they gave me more time than I needed on that one. All right, Niger Morgan and Vernon Wells with some hardware out there in the field as we take a look at that Milwaukee Brewers defensive lineup. So, see, it sounds like Sean to me, but might not be that. Anyway, he's leading off. Go Mariners. leading off for the Astros. This was about 2 years before the Astros joined and then immediately started to dominate the American League West, which had to have been just like the worst division in baseball forever. Ever and ever and ever. I can't imagine that it's ever been good or interesting. That is a hit to the first baseman. Heeble underhanded to the pitcher covering, and that is out number 1. So the Astros down quickly. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Skip Shoemaker, batting at .333, has 4 RBI. Here's the righty that is going to swing on and hit to the second baseman. A little too hot to handle. Bobbled, throws over to first late, so it'll be a safe play at first. And the Brewers committed error. I don't know that they're the worst team record-wise in the MLB, but they definitely offensively are a miserable team, and I don't think they're very good overall. Kind of just in general. Like, I feel like they're one of the teams, because they have CC Sabathia, I think, where they're like, oh, we're going to stock up on pitching, but we also need the pitching to be perfect and our hitters to pick up, like, a hit every once in a while. That pitch inside and low. And more just low. Either way, it's a ball. See if Houston can make Milwaukee pay for that error there. Oof, I think you'd want that pitch back. It sounds like they're saying K, like they want a strikeout for their own team. I don't know why I pumped my fist at that. That one rolled over foul. That one's foul away. Ooh, my goodness. Strike on the inside corner. I mean, get some. It's a nice pitch. It leaked maybe a touch more over the plate than he would want it to, but it's a nice looking location. 93 miles an hour on a 4-seam fastball. Carlos Quentin has 10 RBI, 4 home runs. That is sliced foul. Oh, just foul. 2 out, 2-run home run missed by, I don't know, 5-6 feet maybe. And he will drill that up the third baseline, foul. That one's rolled in front of home plate. Pitcher picks it up and fires to first in time for the out. So, Milwaukee survives the error, and Houston can't make them pay. It'll be Scott, Tejada, and Wells coming up for Milwaukee as they will lead, or they will bat in the top half of the second. Luke Scott, 200 average. That is hit weakly. Ooh. Third baseman did not even make a move. We see that every once in a while. It's very weird where, not that he was going to get to it necessarily, but they just kind of stay out of their position. Hasn't been the biggest problem lately. But there have been a couple of times where it's like, well, you could have maybe tried to make a play on the ball, but you just let it go right past you. So here comes the lefty with the 1-1. That is swung on and missed. Makes it 1-2. Pitcher winds and fires that one well outside for a ball. I'd anticipate him speeding him up a little bit. That was an off-speed pitch. You could see that big break there. That is going to get hit out to left field, but the left fielder comes in nicely and makes the play. Out number 1 from Watson, making the play out there, or making the catch out there, I should say. That'll bring in Ruben Tejada, who does not have a hit this season. Yeah, with that 0.00 average, brutal. That is out to right. Okay. I mean, not a bad swing. I think that's where the game would kick in. That like that's the kind of swing where you have to remind yourself that it's a part of the process or whatever. Just straight to the right fielder, and just like that, the Brewers have 2 away here in the top half of the second. That is in for a strike, low inside corner. That is right back up the middle. They did not get the brutal animation that one of the teams got yesterday. I think it was the White Sox. No, it was the Royals. It was in the White Sox game, but it was the Royals who... Everything that could go wrong went wrong in a top of the third where they gave up 7 runs and then immediately hit the ball right back up the middle, and the game just decided, no, this is the time that the pitcher's going to get a hold of it. Another hit, so the left fielder, the right fielder, and the center fielder each record a putout. Milwaukee picks up their first hit of the game, but can't do anything with it. It'll be Hester, Butler, and Rasmus coming up for Houston. No score heading bottom 2. So John Hester leading things off. Astros looking to get something going against a division rival who is at the bottom of the division. They are on top. That is rolled over. Shortstop can't pick it up cleanly. That is just brutal. So the second error on Milwaukee. Houston unable to do anything with the first error. It'll be Billy Butler, 16 RBI. Wow. He is driving him in. 16 RBI. We're only on game... Well, we can find out. That is in for a strike. Let's see, this one... 31. Not bad. Not bad at all. And that won't drive in a run, but it'll advance the runner to second. So it puts a runner in scoring position. Nice throw in and good base running. We saw some good aggression yesterday with the White Sox in that big inning that they had in their comeback victory versus the Royals. -1 play, but we've seen far too many outs, unnecessary outs at third base when it's not even really all that close. I think you can excuse like that Ichiro throw. I think you can go, okay, we got beat on that one, but sometimes the computer likes to run into outs here. That one stays upstairs. Two and 0, 2 on with nobody out. Houston finally gets their first hit of the day, by the way. That one stays outside, apparently. Looked good from our angle, but umpire says no. Here comes the 3-0. And that is a walk to load the bases. I don't know why I thought it would be anything other than a walk. It was a 4-pitch walk, and the right-hander not in a great spot here. Omar Infante. He'll step in. Looking to give Houston a lead late in this one. That misses low, so 5 straight balls. I mean, Infante has to take a strike here. And that's what he does, though it is at a pretty hittable location. That is hit well, but foul. Got a little excited with the sound off the bat, but it's a foul ball. Infante is going to punch this out to right. That'll drop for a hit. They are going to send the runner around third. The right fielder throws in, and he is out at the plate. There's the bad base running. That is an unnecessary out. That ball was not nearly deep enough. And the right fielder did not play it incorrectly. Houston scores 1 anyway. But it should still be bases loaded with nobody out. Instead, it's 1 run scored and 2 on with 1 out. That is inside for a ball. Now, this is where it gets kind of interesting. We've seen the Milwaukee Brewers infield mishandle a couple of opportunities. That one's up and out for a ball. That's fouled away. And fouled away yet again. Just can't get a good swing on it. 2-2. Oh, that looked like a bit of a mistake pitch. I ran out of breath there. But it is fouled away. So it remains 2-2. And swung on and missed. So there is out number 2. Still a runner in scoring position for Figgins, who will look to drive in an insurance run. He is 0 for 1 today. He was a bit of a quick out, as the leadoff batters tend to be in this game. Righty winds and fires. That'll be over to the second baseman, who fields it cleanly for out number 3. So, oof. Houston probably should have done more with the bases loaded, but they come up with a run. Some questionable base running, because that would have only been out number 2. I mean, maybe you're able to get there. It could be 2-0. Runners on the corners, maybe. I don't know. It's a weird situation to think about. And it doesn't matter, because they sent that runner for little to no reason. Oh, man. Wow, that was close. That was so close to being a game-tying home run immediately. It would have made that base running decision even more questionable. Lefty misses that low and inside for a ball. 1-1. That one's high and outside. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That is lined up the middle into center, so a leadoff single for the Brewers. That'll bring up Nyjer Morgan. Couple RBI, couple stolen bases. Not a great looking average. What can the lefty do? And the beautiful thing about that question is it applies to either guy. Can the lefty pitcher get an out? Roll him into a double play, perhaps? And what can the lefty batter do? They are going to put him in motion. The throw down to second is late. He is safe. Aggressive base running from the Brewers, and that will put the tying run in scoring position. The double play is eliminated. It was a good pitch to steal on because it didn't look like it was a very quick pitch. That is a nice location on the outside. That is, oh my goodness, what a snag by the third baseman. Oh, wow. I think the runner would have only been able to get to third just because of the way that the third baseman made that move. It was going to freeze him at second regardless. That's a strike on the outside corner. That is a tough call if you're the batter. Tries to get that part of the zone, or tries to clip that corner again, but can't do it. That pitch stayed outside. 1-1 with 1 on, 1 out in a 1-0 game here. Top three swung on and missed right at the knees. So 1-2 now the count. That is into right field. The right fielder throws it in. It's a throw that's right on the dot, but I like the base running that Milwaukee had there. It'll come down to David Freese. 0 for 1. I guess it won't come down to him because there is only 1 out. So. A bit of a pitch out there. Runners dive back to their respective bases, and they are both in safe. They will check on the runner over at first. It's kind of a dangerous play in this situation because if you miss that throw, you're going to let the tying run score. Though I don't think we've seen anybody miss that pickoff throw over to first. That is fouled back. One and one. That is, he reached for it. Able to just get a piece of it. Not that it really mattered. It does go foul. It makes it strike 2. See what he wants to do here as he fires that inside. He hits him. That's going to load the bases. Oh boy. Jason Kubel. The tying run at third, the go-ahead run at second, the insurance run at first. That is outside for a ball. Lefty pitching the lefty a tad cautiously, perhaps. That is in for a strike to Kubel. That misses inside for a ball. Two and one. Winds and fires. Fouled away. That'll make it 2-2. That just missed on the outside corner. It is a full count. The bases are loaded. They are looking for a double play ball desperately. Here comes the payoff pitch from the lefty. Swung on and missed. Oh my goodness. Kind of love to get a replay on that one. Looked like it might be a touch inside, but you have to defend against it. That'll come down to Luke Scott. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Bases are loaded in a one-run game. That's outside. Similar to how he started the previous hitter. Pitch missed kind of badly, honestly. Brewers batter takes a look at a strike on the inside corner. That's a strike. Okay, couldn't really see the umpire's hand there as he... I mean, the catcher, you could see where he set up and where he caught that ball. Those were two very different locations. All right. Brewers down to their final strike. 1-0 game. Foul up the third base line. Lefty winds and fires. That is going to be to the shortstop. He's going to throw it. It's not in time. Safe. He is safe. It was a really, I don't know if weak is the right word, but it was a throw that just did not have enough juice on it. He takes a couple of extra steps into the outfield. 1, 2, and throws it. And clearly safe. Wow. So the Brewers keep the game alive here. That is a strike on the outside. And the Brewers sneak another run across. There was nowhere for him to go. He only had first. Lefty readies. That is fired up the third base line. It's going to score 1. They're going to send the runner around third. It'll score 2. And it is a 3-1. Brewers lead here with 2 gone in the top of the third. They are coming through with monumental, monstrous damage. Was that enough dramatics and theatrics for you? Whew. It's a dangerous pitch. My goodness. So 2 gone here in the top of the third. Here's the 1-1. That one gets the strike, or gets the call at the top of the zone. Strike number 2. 1-2, swung on and missed, but the Brewers score 3, so nothing to be too upset about. They load the bases and they make Houston pay. 5 hits, 3 runs, and they've survived a couple of errors. Shoemaker, Watson, and Quinton coming up for the Astros. We're going to keep this game going or walk it off. Neither team has been particularly good with the bats in their hands. Milwaukee, their offense benefited a little bit from a hit by pitch. That one is hit well out to left field, but the left fielder is there to make the catch, and 1 away. We will be heading to Seattle next. Athletics and Mariners, game number 3 of that series. Matt Watson, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. That is hit foul. That is in for a strike. Gets that inside part of the plate. It's a nice location. It's 0-2. That one just a little low. That one hits the backstop. Oh, it's my least favorite chant because I don't know what it's supposed to mean. That one's rolled in front of home plate. The pitcher is going to pick it up and just no play, no throw. What was that? You had a catcher that was out there probably in a better position with a better arm to throw down to first. But the pitcher gets in the way, and that'll bring up the tying run to the plate. That is in for a strike. 0-1. That's rolled over foul. That ball's foul. And that's hit right to the shortstop. Makes a nice snag. John Hester's 0 for 1 today, but did score a run. So they did make one of the errors pay. That is lined into center field. Do they? Oh man, that was kind of not a great throw in, but that run doesn't matter quite as much. However, the winning run does come to the plate. Looking for a walk-off home run. Billy Butler, 4 home runs with a .422 average, 16 RBI. He's 1 for 1 with a single today. Maybe he's the guy you want in this spot. And every time I say that, it does jinx them, so I'd like to apologize ahead of time, Billy Butler. Okay. No way. Okay. Oh, my goodness. He broke right through that fence. If he was going to be out like that, I would have felt so bad for this fake digital player from 15 years ago. Like, that's on me. I'm sorry. I profusely apologize. I have to find his Twitter. his Blue Sky, his Instagram, everything. I'll have to find all of his social media and be like, I apologize for jinxing you on stream and MLB 11 the show. I'd have to go in, I'd have to clip it out, but I have to wait. Swing and a miss there. I'd have to wait for the video to process so I could download it and clip it, and then all of that. That one's fouled away. So the Astros down to their final strike here. 2-2, 2 on with 2 out. Down 2 in the bottom of the third. That one stays outside, fills the count. They put the runners in motion, including the runner from third to home, which is kind of wild. That is ball 4. So, bases are loaded, or the runner from third maybe just started running from the contact. Never mind. So the winning run now on first. Tying run in scoring position following the walk. It is getting tense here in Houston. That is foul. The Brewers just need 1 more out. Or 2 more strikes. That just misses on the outside. 1-1 now. The righty winds and fires. That stays upstairs. Doesn't get the call. That is foul of the first base line. Good evening, good sir, to you. Houston's down to their final strike. The righty winds and fires. It's fouled away. That one's fouled away again. Cannot find the put away pitch. He'll be able to win the game with it. Here comes yet another 2-2. Shocking. Fouled away again. Tuned in at a good time. The bases are loaded for Houston, who is down by 2. Here's the 2-2 on the outside. Swung on and missed. That was probably ball 3. 'Tis my Friday? Hell yeah. Hope you have a good weekend. Hope your Friday was good. Wow. So the Astros load the bases. Can't come up with that clutch hit to keep this game alive. Jake Westbrook is your player of the game. 3 innings, 4 hits, 3 strikeouts. And a 3-1 victory. They score all 3 in the top of the third. Westbrook picks up win number 4. He improves to 4-2. Andy Pettitte gets loss number 2. He falls to 5-2. And that'll do it from Houston. Wow. Milwaukee, the winners of the series. And that is good news for the Reds, who won the previous game. Strikeouts to end the game is rough. Oh, it's brutal. Yeah, so the Reds improved to 16-15. They actually, with that win, they tied the Cubs at 16-15. And then we can take a quick look, because I forget exactly what that record was. The Astros are 17-14, so that division really tightened it up with that loss. What did we miss here? Because we had Cubs-Reds last. Pirates 4-0 over the Cardinals. That's going to put them a half game difference between them and is it a lead or a... Is it a lead or back? Where's the National League Central? Pirates are half game up on the Astros. Reds and Cubs a game behind them. Oof. This division's getting fun. It's unfortunate that we're getting out of the divisional matchups, though. Alright. Oh, I actually need to save. Anyway, Pirates over the Cardinals 4-0. Royals over the White Sox 3-1 to avenge yesterday's game. Twins beat the Rangers 3-0. And we watched that 3-1 win. And then we will head all the way down to Athletics and Mariners. You know what? I guess we're just going to chance it. Make sure that I'm not playing the game. Mariners are 19-11, 11-7 at home, 8-4 on the road. The Athletics are 14-16. They are looking good at home, 11-8, but they are not great on the road, 3-8. Yeah, and to go back to that other game real quick, was just he was in such an auto swing mode there for a while. He just kept fouling pitches off over and over and over again. The pitching is dead last, by the way, for Seattle. They are 23 home runs given up. The Athletics have only given up 14. Divisional matchup here, Athletics and Mariners. Mariners have a fairly comfortable lead in the division. I think they're the only team over 500 at the moment. And this is your Oakland Athletics starting lineup. It's Jacoby Ellsbury in center field, followed by Vladimir Guerrero. In right, Kevin Youkilis at third, Adam Lind at first. Hideki Matsui is in left. Keila Kahue is a designated hitter. Clinton Barmas at shortstop. Jose Lopez at second. Brian Schneider is behind the dish. Trevor Cahill is the starting pitcher. 4-2, 4.15 ERA. Not a shot, not a chance. I couldn't read his name, and then that was it. That's how it was. 4-2 with a 4.15 ERA. 6 games started, 17.1 innings pitched, 19, 5, and 10 hits, walks, and strikeouts. Here we go. We are underway with game number 4. It's going to be a sliding stop by the shortstop and a quick out number 1 for the Athletics. Vladimir Guerrero. He'll step in. That is outside for a ball. Okay, maybe don't taunt Vladimir Guerrero with an overrated chant. Sounds like a bad plan. I'll take that pitch for a strike. One and one. The righty ready and winds. He fires. That is. Uh-oh. They taunted him with the overrated chant. I told you not to do that. It's a solo home run for Vlad Guerrero. Puts it into the right field seats, and it's 1-0 Athletics. 348 feet. Ichiro out and right for Seattle must have known it because he didn't even try to get it. I don't think he was going. He wasn't going to, as it's past that fence. So not a good start. Actually, it was a decent start for the Mariners. They had the 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out to lead things off, but then a solo home run to a guy they chanted overrated at. Can't be doing that. Okay, I must have bopped a cord. Yeah, I think I bopped a cord. My bad. That is a strike at the knees. Youkilis doesn't agree. I'll be honest, I don't disagree with him. It is a surprising call. Tries to go back down to the bottom part of the zone, but does not get the call. 2-1. That misses low. Youkilis will pump that out to center field. And it's not a great start here for the Mariners. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out. Then it's a home run and a single to Vlad Guerrero and Kevin Youkilis. Adam Lind will step in. He's batting .317. It was just a single, so Seattle can get a double play. Not like that, though. Center fielder will charge in and fires over to third. He's going to get him. Wow. Okay, so the aggressive base running bites the Athletics. I thought he was going to be safe at third, but that was kind of weird. It was not the slowest, but I mean, by the time the center fielder has the ball, he's at second making the turn. Wild. So 2 gone here for the Athletics with a runner on first base. The 1-0 pitch is in for a strike. That'll make it 1-1. Boy, my nose is just... One and two. That one's fouled away. It's a good location by the pitcher. Hitter's probably not really going to get that much on it. But he does have to swing at it because it's close enough. It's a competitive pitch. So. Here comes another 1-2. That is foul up the first base line. Okay, Mariners fans, could you not? It's over for you, Matsui? Come on. And a big swing and a miss. So that at bat actually is over for Matsui. But the Athletics come away with 1 on the solo home run from Guerrero. The Mariners will have their turn here in the bottom of the first. It'll be led off by Brett Gardner, the left fielder. Speedy left fielder. He has quite a few steals on the season. And we saw like 3 of them in Detroit. That was wild. Kurt Suzuki is behind the dish, followed by Ichiro in right field. Aramis Ramirez is at third. Travis Hafner at first. Brett Wallace is a designated hitter. Reed Brignac is the shortstop. Ian Kinsler at second. And Melky Cabrera in center field. That Hafner, Wallace, Brignac, lefty lane has been big in some of the games that we have watched for the Seattle Mariners. They'll be facing Steven Strasburg, who's 2-4 with a 4.15 ERA. 6 games, 17.1 innings pitched, 15, 4, and 14 hits, walks, and strikeouts. A couple of guys with some good-looking gloves out there for the Athletics. But Brett Gardner, look at that, 11 stolen bases. You don't really need the home runs or the RBIs if you're picking up 11 steals. That is good stuff. I think he has a decent looking average as well. That is a 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out. Brutal. Where are his stats? Oh, there they are. 310 average, so not great for me in that moment. Kurt Suzuki. He'll step in. Really? That was a strike? That was a strike. Take a look at the replay here. That looked low. 0-1. That is in for a strike on the edge, so... Boy, zone's a little generous today to Strasburg. Here comes the 0-2. Ooh, brushes him back. Here comes the 1-2. It's fouled away. There's a loud clank. That is hit well out to right field. Does it have enough? It does not. It is caught right in front of the majestic sign. Is that Guerrero out there in right field? It is indeed. So Guerrero able to put one in the right field seats, but makes the catch out there in right field against the Mariners. Darn. That'll bring up Ichiro with 2 outs here. That is fouled away. 0-1. One of the funkier camera angles we've seen of a foul ball. 2 gone here as Strasburg shakes off the catcher. Finds the pitch that he wants. Fires it outside for a ball. So maybe listen to the catcher next time. Oh, Ichiro's going to put down a bunt right up to the third baseman. Third baseman fires out on a hop. So Seattle does nothing. It'll be Oakland for the top half of the second. Kaahue, Barnes. See? Huh? Kaahue, darn it. Kaahue. It's a little lower on the pronunciation syllables. That's okay. We're trying and we're not being disrespectful. That's a nice sliding stop by the shortstop. And so each of the leadoff batters, 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out. It's a nice defensive play there for Seattle. Clinton Barnes. He'll step in with 1 away. Boy, Seattle, I mentioned it before we went into the game, but because they showed us the stats, and Seattle's dead last in home runs surrendered for the pitching staff, and then they give up 1 more in the game today. This will be hit out to right field. Ichiro has a beat on it, and he will make the catch. 2 away here for Oakland in the top of the second. There's a pitch right down the middle with 2 gone. Ah. Oh, and 2. Looking for one more good pitch here to get out of the top of the second. That's not going to do it. That'll be a single into center field. Oakland will keep the inning alive. Though I do like the pitch selection there. I like the location. There are too often we see the pitchers get too cute and throw stuff like way outside and miss the zone. And it's just kind of an ugly mess. I like that he went inside. Just kind of got beat on that one. See if we can get Schneider here with 2 out. That pitch misses low for a ball. That is in for a strike. Here comes the 1-1. That is in for a strike. So 1 and 2. 2 gone with a runner on. 1-0 Oakland. Solo home run in the first inning. That pitch misses low. Here comes the 2-2. It is hit foul. Foul. That is skied high. Catcher ready to make a play, waving everybody off. That'll be out number 3, and that will retire the side. Athletics pick up a hit, but they strand him at first. It'll be Ramirez, Hafner, and Wallace coming up for the Mariners, looking for anything. They have no hits in the game. So, Aramis Ramirez, he will be the leadoff hitter. We have seen every leadoff hitter so far. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out. Can Ramirez hold back? He cannot. It is not 1 out. It is 1 pitch, 1 swing, but it's a strike. Long strike. Looked like he had a pretty good read on it, but just a little late on the timing. Strasburg winds and fires. That's crushed up the other way. Little late, little early. Split the difference, and maybe we're looking at a tie game. 0-2 to the leadoff hitter. Home half of inning number 2. He will punch that up the first baseline foul. 3 pitches, 3 swings, 3 foul balls. That one's foul as well. So the 0-2 count remains. Good job to just get a piece of that one. Strasburg ready, winds and fires. That one just misses outside. Makes it 1-2. Ooh, a big swing and a miss. It's a nice pitch. I think he went back. Same pitch back to back. Just like some movement on the outside. And he was able to take the first one, but the second one was a little closer. Had to try and protect, but that is a strikeout. But a much better plate appearance from the leadoff batter there in that scenario. That is a strike on the outside part of the plate. 1-1. Get into a little bit of a lefty lane here for the Mariners. That one stays outside and misses. So he's gone to that outside portion, outside corner. Through all 3 pitches now. Does he try to jam him inside? 2-1. Catcher sets up outside again, and that is going to be hit to center field, but it's an out. Seattle cannot buy a hit in this one, as Ellsbury puts it away. Brett Wallace, batting .394. Strasburg winds and fires that. Probably want a second crack at that one. Swung on and missed. And that is swung on and missed. So, the Mariners down in order yet again. Ellsbury, Guerrero, and Youkilis, as Oakland is going to flip their lineup. Seattle down 1-0 in a pretty abysmal start. They put some okay swings on the ball there in that inning. A bunch of them went foul, and then one of them just right to the center fielder. That is out to left field. Gardner has a chance at it. He'll make the catch on the warning track before colliding with the wall. Vlad Guerrero Jr. has a home run. His first home run of the season was after the crowd chanted overrated at him. Great. Here comes the pitch. It's high and inside. 1-0. Seattle may be getting off a little bit easy here. It was a good throw from center field to cut the runner off at third, or cut down the runner at third. Oakland has 4 hits, only 1 run. That stays outside. 2-0. Perhaps pitching a little bit carefully because he saw what he did the first time. Absolutely mashed to right field. That is hit, but under it. Will stay up in the air too long to do anything with it, but be an out. 2 up, 2 down here for the Mariners in the top half of the third. It'll be Kevin Youkilis, who is 1 for 1 with a single. That one rolled over, but foul at the third base line. Youkilis puts a hard charge into that one. Right to the third baseman, who plays it cleanly and throws across the diamond for out number 3. So, the Mariners are down to Brignac, Kinsler, and Cabrera. Last chance here in the bottom of the third, down 1-0. I guess step 1 would be to get a hit. I guess you could get on base with a walk, but Strasburg hasn't been walking, guys. That is a hit out to right. That'll get down, and there's a base hit to lead off for the bottom of the third. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 hit for the Mariners that time around. That'll bring up Ian Kinsler. Batting .325, a solo home run. 1 home run, a hit RBI, and some steals. That one jams him a little bit. He fouls that one off. 0-1. That is hit to the first baseman. He throws to second. The turn back to first in time as Strasburg is covering, and that is a killer double play. Kinsler not even really in the frame, but just a bad day for the Mariners offensively. They come down to Melky Cabrera, who steps up to the plate with 2 outs. That misses low. Ball 1. That is hit in the air. That'll be out number 3 in foul territory to the third baseman, and that will do it. 1-0 your final. One swing beats the Mariners to solo home run. Strasburg will get the win. They just could not figure him out. Sounded like it was off the end of the bat. Take a look at that replay. It indeed was. And that will do it. So the Mariners fall, and I believe because I think they lost yesterday's game, they will lose this series to the Athletics. So good opportunities for some of the other teams to catch up. They were all down going into this series, this set of series that started Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on what team you're talking about. They led the division by 5 games. As we see Strasburg, your player of the game. 3 innings, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts on the day. He picks up his 3rd win of the season to improve to 3-4. Trevor Cahill falls to 4-3. Guerrero, his first home run of the season, comes in the first inning, and that is all the Athletics needed. They win the series 2-1, so they gained some ground. Seattle averaged 207, 29 at-bats, 6 hits. Only a couple hits fewer. 1 fewer home run, the same RBI number. No stolen bases. The ERA is very similar. So it's a tight matchup. I believe they lost the other game 3-2 or 2-1, something like that. So, 3-1, 2-1, 1-0. As each winning score got progressively lower. If there was a 4th game, it'd be a 0-0 never-ending game. They sat at 18-10, and they led this division by 5 games. They are just kind of stuck at 19 wins. And they will face the Texas Rangers, who are 13-17 in large part, thanks to the Minnesota Twins. Let's get caught up on some scores here. We saw Cubs Reds. No, Brewers Astros was the last game that we watched. The Rockies get the best of the Giants. 4-3 your final there. Angels over the Yankees 1-0. Dodgers over the Diamondbacks 3-2. The Padres over the Phillies 1-0. And the Athletics over the Mariners 1-0 as well. So there you have it. Friday, this next day is kind of a mess of series that are 4-game sets that are finishing, and some 3-game sets that are finishing, and some 4-game sets that are starting. So there's all kinds of stuff happening there. But we'll find the fun ones to watch, and we will do that tomorrow. Normally I don't stream on Wednesday, but I did miss a stream last Friday, so we'll make that up tomorrow, and we'll be right on schedule because you know that I timed it out. I wrote the whole thing out the other day. I was like, when does this end? I need to know so I can get things locked and loaded for the rest of the season. So we'll be back tomorrow with 4 more games of action, and we'll be back Thursday and Friday as well at 6 p.m. Pacific time right here on youtube.com/ShaunosaurusRex. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit the thumbs up video, the like button on the video, because it helps the channel out, and it's a free, easy way to support my channel. We will see you tomorrow for more baseball. I appreciate you hanging out. Good sports, go baseball, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.